What is horehound? Horehound? That's that fuzzy plant my grandma used to make these crazy bitter candies from. They weren't exactly my favorite as a kid, way too strong and almost minty, but not quite. She swore by them though, said they helped soothe her cough whenever she felt a tickle in her throat. Looking back, I can appreciate the natural remedy thing, but man, a spoonful of honey would have been a lot more pleasant. What is a horehound stick? Horehound sticks are these old-fashioned hard candies my grandma used to keep around. They're long and thin, about the size of a pencil, and wrapped in red and white paper. Unlike the horehound candies she made herself, these weren't quite as bitter. They had a faint sweetness to them, but there was definitely still that licorice minty flavor that always reminded me of cough syrup. They were kind of fun to suck on, especially because they lasted forever, but I wouldn't exactly call them my go-to candy. What flavor is horehound? Horehound is a flavor that's hard to describe without getting a little weird. It's definitely not sweet like most candies. Imagine this: take licorice, that strong, almost anise-like flavor, but make it earthier and less candy-like. Then throw in a surprising minty note that cuts through the licorice punch. To round it all out, add a subtle sweetness in the background, kind of like a hint of root beer. That's horehound in a nutshell. It's an intense flavor, and as a kid, I always thought it tasted like medicine, probably because that's what it was supposed to help with. Now, I can appreciate the complexity a bit more, but I still wouldn't say no to a regular candy bar over a horehound stick. What is horehound good for? In my grandma's world, horehound was like a magical cure-all for anything to do with your chest or stomach. She'd whip out those horehound candies whenever I had a cough, and she even made a horehound tea that tasted even worse, sorry, Grandma, for stomachaches. Now, I'm not a doctor, but from what I've heard, horehound is supposed to be good for coughs and congestion because it loosens up all that phlegm and makes it easier to cough out. It might also help with digestion, kind of like a natural mint remedy for tummy troubles. Honestly, I can't say for sure how well it works. Maybe it was all in her head, but Grandma seemed to swear by it. And hey, if it meant avoiding a spoonful of that nasty cherry cough syrup, I was all for trying those horehound candies, even if they did taste like dirt. How to use horehound for cough? There are a couple ways I've seen horehound used for coughs, depending on your patience and sweet tooth. Horehound candy, this was my grandma's favorite method. You can find horehound cough drops, lozenges, or even hard candies like the ones she used to make. Sucking on these candies throughout the day can help soothe the cough by numbing the throat a little and increasing saliva production. Horehound tea, this is a more traditional approach, but let me warn you, it's not exactly delicious. You steep dried horehound leaves in hot water to make a tea. It's supposed to have similar soothing effects to the candy, but way less sugar. If you do go this route, maybe add a little honey for some much-needed sweetness. Now, remember, I'm not a medical professional, and these are just home remedies I saw my grandma use. If your cough is really bad or doesn't seem to be getting better, it's always best to see a doctor to make sure everything's alright. Where to buy horehound cough drops? Horehound cough drops are not as common as regular menthol cough drops, but you can find them in some stores and online retailers. Here are some places to look. Natural food stores. These stores often carry a wider variety of herbal remedies, including horehound cough drops. Health food stores. Similar to natural food stores, health food stores also tend to stock a wider selection of herbal products. Online retailers. You can find a wider variety of horehound cough drops online, from specialty stores that sell herbal remedies to major online retailers like Amazon.